It's time now for the Peter Channel Morning News on this Wednesday morning, October 5th, 2016. And good morning to you all on this lovely Wednesday morning, 5th of October 2016. Here are your news and odds. Top story at 8:30 on this Wednesday morning is Wall Street debate did not come at all. That phrase Wall Street was not at a rest, said the Vice President debate. An American spy working at government in Moscow has tackled the media at the gates of USMC, a Russian fighter jet fired within 30 feet of the U.S. Emergency teams in Haiti struggled Wednesday to reach hurricane ravaged areas, cut off by washout bridges and mudslides after Hurricane Matthew rolled over the nation's western tip to begin a devastating island hopping path that arcs toward the U.S. The latest on Hurricane Florida. High schools in Florida closed. I'm expecting all schools in Florida to be closed because of Hurricane Matthew. Golf Books postpones Orlando concert due to Matthew, and a witness from Haiti, Jean Samuel Altina, said the damage in Ilavache was bad and 75% of the houses broke down. Northwestern University professor among 3 Nobel Prize winners in chemistry. Nigel Farage said he is back as UKIP's leader after Diane James unexpectedly quit the job after 18 days at helm. Speaking to the BBC, Mr. Farage said he would be the UK's independent interim leader until a fresh election was held to find. Muslim fight could fracture Iraq, said the former Mosul governor Adil al-Nuaji. Spoke New Delhi as course of showing proof of a surgical strikes to terror launchpad group. Union Minister Hansra Ajri on Wednesday said that the army has handed over the government video clips of the Cross LC operation as paid on a lay-down procedure. Hong Kong. Thailand stopped Hong Kong tea pro-democracy activist Joshua Walker entered the country to give a talk and sent him home raising questions about whether it acted on China's behest. Havana, at least 9 people deaths are blamed on Hurricane Matthew in the Caribbean. Now, the total's up to 11, as some reports expect the number of victims to go higher. Texas Senate and admitted killer who begged his lawyers to stop filing appeals said indeed Reverend died and then keep his limitless hellhole. Reports say 2 Mississippi police officers been fired after the death of a 3-year-old girl who, after 40 said, was left alone in a park patrol car for 4 hours last week. Shot North Carolina. Keith Lamont Scott was a different person after suffering traumatic brain injury treated in a cycle accident last year. Tomorrow today, the 70-year-old girl has been tried in the wake of her student she got dressed in the department outside Pittsburgh Monday morning and went to school keeping her words to herself. Los Angeles police released a surveillance video showing that the teen was shot by police last weekend with what appears to be a gun. Companies in September created jobs at a slow pace in 6 months as the labor market slowed. Further signs of tightening. Reports the secret Yahoo program that searched for the customers' incoming emails that have spurred other tech companies that did not ever receive a similar request from the U.S. Target is opening 4 small stores today, including 45,000 square foot shop in Manhattan, Tribeca neighborhood, short walk from the World Trade Center. Twitter Incorporated expected to field bids this weekend. Mark Benoff has been building its case to Salesforce. Investors and others, company should be the buyer, according to the people familiar with the matter. And now look at the stocks now. 18,168 for 45, SP 5, 49, the Nasdaq 5,289.66. 3 Santas will allocate the administrative properties of exotic states in Nevada where honored Tuesday and the Nobel Prize in Physics. If you ask most people about the world due to true disaster, their answers will be the same. Health, happiness, and Nevada are randomly traded pulled by thousands of bees. Chinese companies building a spaceplane that will carry up to 20 tourists, according to a new report from the new scientists. Government-backed China Academy of Launch Vehicle Technology have designed 2 versions of the one-piece rocket that would. Down with Saturn and its wings in the background, there's a minute taken about a Cassidy spacecraft at the Saturn's moon Dion harbors at surface ocean. August 2015, actress Shannon Doherty confirmed revealed that she's undergoing treatment for breast cancer. She went public in the news after TMZ reported that she was suing a former business manager according to her literary star's help, and Benzo said prostate cancer test saved his life. Johnson & Johnson is telling patients that they learned the security vulnerability in one of its insulin pumps that a hacker could expose to. And expect to overdose diabetic patients' insulin and find that describes the risk for being low. And the injection Botox works bad and well. Surgically implanted device to help women with very severe incontinence, researchers reported on Tuesday. Master Wisconsin. Benry Sanders and back with Wisconsin for the first time since he won the state presidential primary in April. Democratic presidential candidate Hillary Clinton smiled on stage as invited not text report heard in Donald Trump. Alright, look at that. Some local news. Early voting in the November 8th presidential election will take place Saturday, October 24th in area communities as follows. Unless otherwise noted, the vote will take place at City Hall, Town Hall of each community. Here in Norton, from Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, October 24th, 25th, 26th, 31st, and November 1st and 2nd from 8:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. Thursdays, October 27th and November 3rd from 8:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. Fridays, October 28th and November 4th from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. and Saturdays, October 29th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Foxborough, President barricaded himself in an apartment in the town's elderly has a late Tuesday night. Attleboro votes on two controversial issues that put the mayor at the city council on since June were put on hold on Tuesday. Peter Cello News Time is 8:36 on this Wednesday morning, and it's time now for a weather sports report. The Norton Lancers boys soccer team defeated the Midway Mustangs 3-1. The Norton Lancers volleyball team lost to Midway 3-1, and the Toronto Blue Jays punched their ticket to Texas with a 5-11 victory over the Baltimore on an entering Custer 3-run shot. Tonight, the Norton Lancers volleyball team will be at the high school taking on the Medfield Warriors. Game time, 6:45 p.m. on the Peter Channel. Toronto, Zach Brennan and shoulder slip, sending the center of Baltimore clubhouse Tuesday night, tried to come in with right birds, but everyone else had no answers. While the Oilers built up at best, but the Oilers could always rely on Zach Brennan to the sure left field with 47 saves at 0.54 ERA. This save is deserving of running for the American League Cy Young Award. A North Carolina radio station at air East Carolina football game Saturday followed last week's kids protest staged by veterans of Pirates much advanced. Foxborough, Massachusetts, New England Patriots quarterback Tom Brady will take part of his first part of the 2016 regular season Wednesday, but he's already registered one pass. Peter Childers time is now 8:37 on this Wednesday morning, and it's time now for traffic and transit report. Baby! Let's start for the MBTA, where the MBTA subway system is living good. Commuter rail, Fitchburg Line train 4:10 a.m. from Wachusett is operating 10 minutes that's good between Fitchburg and Off Station. Please board at Fitchburg train 4:30 to 7:55 a.m. from Littleton 485 and inbound Department of South Acton Station date. Please board Fitchburg train 408 7:18 a.m. from Fitchburg on the outbound Department of South Acton Station and Fitchburg train 46 6:53 a.m. from Fitchburg is operating 10-50 minutes late between North Leominster and Off Station due to freight train interference. Freight train 587 7:26 a.m. outbound is departed. South Station is up currently 53 minutes past schedule. Framingham Worcester train 505 7:50 a.m. from South Station is operating 10-50 minutes late between Newtonville and Worcester due to train traffic. And on the ferries, they are looking good. Alright. Howard's and Bowie's the New England on this Wednesday morning. 95 on the southbound side is back to Fairfield all the way at the Greenwich. 95 on the northbound side back to the Greenwich and Sanford Parkway. The westbound side is back to Bridgeport out at the Greenwich. 95 on the northbound side it is lower end the 25 at Bridgeport and slow and West Haven to 91 in Raven. 91 and the 95 southbound side at Little Slow and Raven. 84 out of the westbound side back to Newtown and Denbury. 84 eastbound side back to the Route. 8 to Waterbury. 84 eastbound side back to New Princeton all the Hartford Connecticut. 91 on the southbound side of the slope of Windslock side of the Hartford Connecticut. 91 on the northbound side is back to Milltown all the way to the Hartford Connecticut. 91 on the southbound side is back to the Enfield. 91 on the northbound side is back to 57 to 291 in Springfield. 299 eastbound side it is south from Auburn all the way to Route 9 in Worcester. Route 146 on the northbound side is back to from before today Worcester. 198 northbound side of Lowson, West Boylston, and then slow before Route 2 Leominster. Route 2 eastbound side back after Route 2 Leominster. 290 eastbound side is back from Shrewsbury all the way up to Route 45 out in Barber. 485 southbound side is back from Barber all the way at the Route 9 in Westbury. 485 on the northbound side is back to the Marlboro stretch. And over 95 on the northbound side is back from 295 in Warwick all the way at West Avenue Providence. 85 southbound side is back to protected the downtown Providence. 185 westbound side back to the Sea Clock area to downtown Providence. 146 southbound side back to 1585 downtown Providence. 6 connector, so from 6 to 95, 6 to the eastbound side, slow before the 6 connector to that side about it. 295 is stop outside is back to the 6 adjusted all to Route 12 and Crescent. 295 and the dot outside is back to the 37 and Crescent and Route 12. 146 and the dot outside is back to Brown. Route 99 and Lincoln of Smithfield. 9 and not outside is back to the 126 and Lincoln and 122 in Smithfield. 138 westbound side, also at James out to Newport Bridge. 295 at the dot outside is back to Route 1 to 95 and Adbrook. 295 and the stop outside it is back up around Route 95, so slow around 295. Out of the Cape, Port Bridge, a little slow. Route 6 eastbound side is slow around 134 to that is. Alright, take a look at the south of Boston. 95 and the northbound side it is backed up from Route 1 and shared all the way to Route 128 Kenton. 21 at the northbound side it is backed up from 27 Brockton all the way at Route 128 Kenton. Route 3 at the northbound side it is backed up from South Weymouth all the way at the Braintree Split. Alright, looking at the Boston vicinity. 120 on the northbound side, an accident around East Street and Dedham, so 120 on the northbound side effective for Route 95 in Kenton all the way up to Route 20 Waltham. 120 southbound side effective 60 to Newton all the way up to Route 9 in Wellesley. Due to an accident on Route 120 southbound side around Route 9 in Wellesley. 7th Expressway to the northbound side, it is back to the split all the way up to Mass Ave in Boston. 7th Expressway southbound side back to Mass Ave all the way up to Dorchester due to a couple of accidents on the 7th Expressway southbound side around the Brunswick River Bridge in Dorchester. Mass back in the eastbound side, it is so from Grafton and then hit the brakes again from Westboro all the way at the Yachts and Brighton tolls there, and the Mass back eastbound hit the brakes again for the Peru Tunnel to the southeast expressway, Mass back westbound side back to Logan Airport all the way to South Boston, Mass back westbound side, also for the Alston Brighton tolls down to Newton Corner. 93 in Buffins in Boston, and it's looking good. Not for Boston, 93 to southbound side, it is expected from 125 in North Edinburgh, it is the Deacon Bridge, Route 1 in southbound side, so from 60 River to 93 in Charlestown. Route 1A, Sumner Tuttle, Slow, Callan Tuttle, Little Slow after 93 in Boston. 128 on the southbound side, it is backed up from Litchfield all the way out to Route. All the way to Waltham. 128 on the northbound side, back to Waltham all the way out to Burlington. Route 3 is southbound side, it is backed up from Route 4 in Chelsea all the way out to Route 128 out in Burlington. 195 on the northbound side, it is backed up from 119 in Acton all the way out to Route 93 out in Redden. 495 on the southbound side, Lawrence and Lawrence, and then hit brakes again from Route 28 out in Lawrence all the way out to Route 3 to Tewksbury. 95 on the northbound side, it is looking good from Peabody all the way up in Portland, Maine, except on the main turnpike on the northbound side. Slow around Cumberland and slow before 202 in Gray, Maine. 93 to the southbound side, it is backed up for 101 in Manchester all the way at the Derry, New Hampshire. 93 to the northbound side, back around Derry, New Hampshire. Every turnpike southbound side, back to around Merrimack, New Hampshire. Route 101 in eastbound side, back around Hampton Tolls. But otherwise, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, out west, out looking good, and out in the Albany, New York area. New York State 3 eastbound lowest, a little slower around the Schenectady east of the northbound side, a little slower. 3 in Albany, New York. Peter Chaldusa is now 8:43 on this. Peter Chaldusa, 8:43 on this Wednesday morning, and it's time now for our weather report. The latest on Matthew. Now, Category 3 storm, 21 and after the north, 74.9 to the west. Master say winds at 150 miles an hour. Moving northwest at 10 miles an hour. And latest public advisory shows Hurricane Matthew headed for the central to northwest Bahamas. And hurricane waters effect for Haiti, Cuban province of Guantanamo, sent down to the Cuba, Hogan, Grandma, and Las Tunas. Southeast of Bahamas included in Inugas, Mangana, Eklunds, and Cricket Island, Long Cay, and Reagan Island, and Central Bahamas, including Long Island and Exuma, Rum Cay, San Salvador, and Cat Island. Northwest Bahamas, including the Abacos, Andros Island, and Berry Islands, and Bimini, Ilufra, Grand Bahama Island, and the New Providence, and north of Golden Beach to Sebastian Inlet and Lake Okeechobee. Hurricane water effect for Cuba Pass and Cabaret, north of Sebastian Inlet to the Fernandez Beach. Tornado water effect for Dominican Republic from Bahama westward to the border with Haiti, Turks and Caicos Sounds, Chocolate to Golden Beach, Florida Keys to 7 Mile Bridge eastward, Florida Bay, and tornado water effect for Dominican Republic from Puerto westward to the border with Haiti. Interest elsewhere in the Florida Peninsula and Florida Keys should monitor the progress of Matthew for storm information. Specific to your area, please monitor product station by local national weather service office, and for storm information specific area outside the United States, please monitor the product station by local national meteorological service. At 8 a.m., the center of Hurricane Matthew was located to 21 and after the north, longitude 74.9 west, and Matthew is moving toward the north-northwest near 10 miles an hour, and this Motion is expected to continue today, followed by northwest return tonight, and the track of Matthews will be moving across the Bahamas part Thursday, and it is expected to be very near the east coast of the Florida by Thursday evening. The breakfast stay winds under 150 miles an hour. Gust. Memphis, a Category 3 hurricane on San Francisco hurricane wind scale subsides. Raven is forecast for the next couple of days, and hurricane force winds extend hours to about 40 miles an hour from the center of 12, so force winds extend hours of 160 miles, and the minimum center pressure by NOAA and Air Force. Hurricane Island was 964 millibars of 20.47 inches. Wind hurricane conditions are expected to continue to affect the northwest portion of Haiti this morning. North hurricane conditions are likely to occur over eastern Cuba and the portion of the southeast of Bahamas. Hurricane conditions are expected to spread over the southern Bahamas later today in the northwest Bahamas tonight. And tropical conditions will continue over the portions of Haiti and eastern Cuba this morning. Tropical conditions are spreading over the southeast of the Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands and should reach the central and northwest of Bahamas later today. Making outside preparation is difficult and dangerous. Tropical conditions should diminish. Wind in the morning area in the Dominican Republic this morning. Hurricane and tropical conditions are possible. The hurricane watchers in Cuba this morning. Hurricane conditions are expected within the hurricane warning area in Florida by late Thursday with a tropical conditions expected by early Thursday. And tropical conditions should be reaching the tropical warning area in Florida by early Thursday. The Matthew is expected to produce total rainfall about to the Florida area 7. Haiti and southwestern Dominican Republic, 25 inches. This is isolated 40 inches. Eastern Cuba, northwest Haiti, 8 to 12 inches. Isolated 20 inches. Eastern Jamaica, initial 1 to 2 inches. Isolated storm totals at 12 inches. And Bahamas, 8 to 12 inches. Isolated 15 inches. Turks and Caicos, Islands, 2 to 5 inches. Isolated 8 inches. Northeast Haiti and the Northern Dominican Republic, 1 to 3 inches. Isolated 5 inches. Up Florida Keys, North Florida, coastal, east central Florida, 7 inches. Isolated 10 inches. And middle of Florida Keys, 1 to 3 inches. Isolated 5 inches. And light frontal flex spreads and size at likely in 7 in northwest Haiti, the southwest Dominican Republic, and eastern Cuba. Storm surge. The combination of dangerous storm surge and large destructive waves could raise water levels by as much as a falling amounts above normal tide levels. And southern coast of Cuba, east of Cabo Cruz, 7 to 11 feet, and south coast of Haiti, 7 to 10 feet. Northern coast of Cuba, east of Cabo Quay, 4 to 6 feet. Gulf of Canaveral, Haiti, 3 to 5 feet at the Bahamas, 10 15 feet, and the water could reach the fall heights. Above ground to the peak, surge occurs at the top of high tide at North Palm Beach and the Park of Wilson County line, 3 to 5 feet. Surge-related flooding depends on the relative timing of the surge of the tidal cycle. Can vary greatly over the short distances and large waves generated by Matthew will cause water rising to occur well in advance and well away from the center. The combination of the dangerous storm surge and the tide will cause normally dry areas near the coast to be flooded by rising waters moving inland and near the shoreline. There's a danger of life threatening in the duration during the next 36 hours on the Florida East Coast and from North Palm Beach to the Sebastian Inlet. There is a possibility of life threatening in the duration during the next 4 hours from the Sebastian Inlet to the Flagler Wilson County line. At depiction of the areas of the risk, please see the Portage National Weather Service Storm Surge Warning Watch graphic for information, especially of air PC product station by local National Weather Service Forecast Office. And swell is drained by Matthew will continue to affect portions of the coast of Hispaniola, eastern Cuba, and the Bahamas during the next few days, and these swells are likely to cause flat to certain rip curve conditions. Please consult products from your local weather office. And there's the warnings. Tropical storm warning and hurricane warnings along the Florida hurricane watch from now extended up to Georgia and stretched all the way down to Melbourne, Florida, and hurricane warning in effect from Port St. Lucie, Florida, all the way down for the off of Miami, Florida. So, Floridians, be prepared to take action if Matthew hits. And take a look at some models. Look at the GFS 06Z model shows Matthew dangerously close to the Florida coast and close to the Georgia and South Carolina coast, but it makes a turn towards Florida and the Bahamas and goes out to sea. Looking at the European model, 00Z, and it shows a turnaround. Matthew turns around. and goes out to sea 2. Canadian model shows Matthew out to sea, but not possible here. And the Navy GM model shows Matthew headed up towards the Florida coast. GMA model shows Matthew up the southeast coast and out to sea. Look at that Blaze model shows Matthew's all model shows the Matthew focus on the southeast coast and out to sea. So that's good news for New England, but those traps can change. So we will keep you posted, but I'm confident that Matthew is going to have a complete miss out to the sea. We have a complete miss here in New England. Close to home, another gorgeous day today. Day 1, day tonight. Day 2 7, Thursday with Tuesday. There tremendous uncertainty remains the potential backs from Hurricane Matthew in southern New England this weekend and early next week. All up to remain in the table from a complete miss to a high impact event. At a time, an offshore lower impact track remains more favorable, but that's subject given into a 4 to 5 day forecast. Okay, 7-day forecast goes like this. Today, most of us got about 64 degrees. Northwest about 6 miles an hour for today. Punchbowl got to midnight. Otherwise, most goods got about 43 degrees. Light variable wind. Thursday, Punchbowl before 90 at more. Sets got about 73 degrees. Calm wind. Thursday, most goods got about 45 degrees. Calm wind. For Friday, sets got about 74 degrees. Calm wind. Friday night, Punchbowl got to 3 at more. Most goods got about 48 degrees. Saturday, church showers at 11 a.m. Punchbowl before 90 at more. Punch sets got about 78 degrees. Chest patient 40%. Saturday night, church showers. Most guys got about 52 degrees. Chest patient 50% for Sunday, check the shots. Punch sets got about 63 degrees and chest patient 40%. Saturday night, pump got about 44 degrees. For Club State, Sunday most goods got about 61, about 45 degrees. And for Tuesday, sets got about 65 degrees. Currently is not near, it is. Later, punt class guys, and we got a temperature of 49 degrees with it. And that's going to be it for the Peter Channel Morning News on this October 5th. 2016 on a Wednesday morning. I'm Pierce. Be a good morning and a goodbye. Say to I'll see you 11 a.m. for 11 a.m. report.